Hi everyone, today we are presenting on the political economy of global trade. Our group members are Muhammad Rozaimi bin Rozali, Nur Muhammad bin Hassan, Zainal Abidin bin Harun, Abdul Manaf bin Isa, Said Muhammad Faizal bin Said Jamaluddin, and me Muhammad Shahiran bin Mahidin. Under the guideline of our lecturers, Ms. Farisha, we will explore key aspects of global trade, including power imbalance, major institutions, and a case study of the Malaysia EU palm oil dispute. Let's begin. For slide 2, Introduction to the Political Economy of Trade. The political economy of global trade examines how political decision and economic outcomes interact in international commerce. For example, policies like tariff on trade agreements, such as those seen in the US-China trade war, show how politics can disrupt supply chains and after trade flow. Understanding this link is essential for analyzing how nations navigate conflicts and collaboration in our interconnected world. For next slides, major institutions in global trade, WTO and IMF. Two key institutions governs global trade, the WTO and the IMF. The WTO facilitated the trade agreement and resolved disputes, like its ruling against US steel tariff in 2022. Meanwhile, the IMF provides financial stability, such as a 650 billion pandemic relief fund for developing nations in 2021. While these institutions promote cooperation, their effectiveness is often challenged by power imbalance among member states. Next, for case study, Malaysian EU palm oil dispute. For overview. In 2021, the EU introduced strict deforestation regulations restricting Malaysians' palm oil import over environment concerns. Malaysia, a top palm oil producer, argued this rule were discriminatory and threatens its agriculture sector. The dispute escalated with Malaysian seeking WTO interventions. This clash highlights the tension between environmental policies and economy relies on export. For this case study, some key issues. These disputes expose critical trade issues. Politically, the EU prioritizes climate goal, while Malaysia saw the rules as unfair barriers. Economically, Malaysia lost 5,000 millions in export, hunting small farmers, while the EU faced higher costs for alternative oil. The WTO's struggle to mediate underscores the challenge of balancing sustainability with equity in trade. Next, political and economic motivations. The EU's regulations align with its Green Deal agenda, appealing to climate conscious voters. Meanwhile, Malaysian defense and industry supporting 650,000 smallholders. Economically, the EU's biofuel sector benefits from cheapest alternative, while Malaysia suffers massive export losses. This shows how trade policies often serve dual agendas: domestic interests and global leaderships, with developing nations bears the cost. Next, winners, losers, and institutional involvement. Europeans produce of substitute all grain market share, but EU consumers face highest price in Malaysia. Small farmers suffers, income losses, worsening rural poverty. The WTO's limited enforcement power left Malaysia with few wins, while environmental groups criticize both sides. This reveals how trade conflicts create uneven impacts with institutions struggling to ensure fairness. Next, the EU's restrictions backfires. Palm oil demand shift to Indonesia, where deforestation risks rose. Global cooperation diversify suppliers but still rely on palm oil. Nation retail by threatening EU boycott, showing how this disputes escalate. This highlights the need for multilateral cooperation to avoid unintended harm from well-intentioned policies. Next, for power imbalance and trade inequality. Global trade is unequal. Developed nations dominate rule-making, while developing countries like those is in Africa's AFCTA struggle with compliance clause and limited bargaining powers. Reforming institutions for fair representations is crucial to reducing disparities and ensuring equitable outcome. Next, for group reflections and learning for us. This project taught us how politics and economics shape trade conflicts, like the Malaysia and EU dispute, collaborating as a group mirror intentional negotiations requiring compromise and communications. We are learning that inclusive dialogue and multilateral cooperation are vital for sustainable and fair trade system. Next, for the conclusions. In conclusions, global trade is shaped by power dynamics, competing priorities, and institutional frameworks. The Malaysia EU case show the needs for equitable governance, sustainability, and justice in trade. Reform must ensure benefits for all nations, bridging the gap between developed and developing economics in our interconnected world. So that's it for us presentations. Thank you everyone for attention. We open to any question or discussion. Thank you.